Sometimes when you're having a bad day, something shows up and it makes you all sorts of happy. That happened to me today. Well, the day I'm filming this, which is actually, I don't know, a couple weeks after this video is going live, or before, I don't know. It's been a long month, year, whatever. I was having a bad day and I opened the door and unexpectedly there was a package from Day Designer. They had sent me a bunch of their gel pens that they did with Blue Sky, which I really like, and I will have to, at this point, I will have already shown them off in the Planner Thunderdome. So this is, you know, time warp we're in right now. But they also had sent me one of the 2018 Day Designers to take a look at. And I haven't even opened this yet, so I don't know which one it is. So I'm curious to find out. But I have liked Day Designer planners in the past. I have had, I think, 2 of them at this point, maybe 3, and I use them off and on. It depends on the day. Like I don't use them every day, but when I do need them, I don't use them every day, but on days when I'm overwhelmed, they are a great planner for me. So I'm excited to see this one. So this is the box it came in, and we'll find out which one it is. All right. One of the things I love about these planners is the coolness of the packaging. Like you have the big box, which is, you have the big box, which is all well and good. And then it comes in this like cool box that you can use for storage with a little pull tab. So yank it out and ooh. Okay, so this one is the flagship, the daily flagship Mint Lizard. Mint Lizard is my stripper name. That is not true. Comes with the little gold life designed card with like their logo and the year they started, and then their, you know, information on the back, all their little cards. And then it is in this box, very well packed, and then it is wrapped in bubble wrap, which is, you know, handy both because it protects the planner and because it offers something fun to do when you're done looking at the new planner. And then to protect it further, it's got a little plastic sheath, like a planner condom. This is a pretty cover. Like, I don't think this would have been one I picked for myself because it's not necessarily what I gravitate towards, but like looking at it, this soft blue is like the mint is so pretty and I just really like it. So this is January 2018 through December 2018, the strategic planner and daily agenda for living a well-designed life. Now it's got the wire O binding, which I have said in the past with this planner and other planners is not my favorite. I struggle with it sometimes. I find it a little bit clunky and prefer like the standard coil binding, but it's never stopped me from liking a planner. It's just stopped me from liking the coil. Covers are coated hard like board. They've got the gold corner things to protect on both sides, and then like it's hard, man. That's what she said. You opened, oh, that's pretty. I don't even think this is what the one I had last year had in it. The like gold foiled polka dots, like very, very faint. I don't even know if you can see. Let me zoom in. Oh man, isn't that pretty? Yeah. Oh my God, this video is all over the place. And the pouch is laminated and pretty freaking sturdy. So that's good to know. Turn the page. Then you have your front, you know, if the planner has been found, it's the title page. And then it's all of the information. There's the personal note from Whitney English, and then information on how to use the yearly, the weekly, all the different, like they have different pages. I'm assuming they're the same or they might be different. I haven't actually looked yet. But they give you some tips on how to make the best use of this in terms of being strategic with how you plan your life out, which is the whole purpose of the Day Designer, is to design your days, so that makes sense, right? First page here is my reality check. So this is like time tracking and money tracking. I like this. It's telling you to say, look at the time you spend, the money you spend, the time you want to spend, and the money you want to spend. And it doesn't say it on here, but I'm going to just take as the asterisk to the whole thing, be honest with yourself, because otherwise what's the point? But it's got all sorts of categories: career, social, family, chores, TV and distractions, spiritual, physical, volunteering, education, residence, car, clothes, food, entertainment, vacation, significant other, and hobbies. And then there's actually a handful of spaces to add your own things that you want to add. I like that. And one of the things I really like about this is that it says spiritual instead of like faith or whatever, because I hate that the word faith has been co-opted to mean a certain kind of faith. And so having it say spiritual means it opens up the door to people who may not have like a religious thing that they do, but they have like a meditation practice or a yoga practice or something different than just your standard faith things. So that's cool. My core. There's an easy equation for understanding your core. Values plus passions plus strengths equals your core. So I guess the overlap. right? So you have to list your top 5 values, your top 5 passions, and your top 5 strengths, and then see kind of where they overlap each other. And then we have my goals. So it gives 5 different sections for goals: personal care, family and friends, personal growth, time, money, and energy, and business or job. And then there's 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 1 year to give you some like way to break it down. And then for my plan, turning goals into intentions, you describe your actual goals, and then you break it down into monthly, weekly, daily actions, and then what progress looks like. And then here we have, what is this? Oh, ideal month. Okay. So you plot out what your ideal month would look like. It's blank. And then ideal week, you plot out what your ideal week would look like. And it's got Monday through Sunday, and then hour sections from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m., which I really like because, as I've said in other videos, sometimes I find it limiting how much time they actually, like hourly planners tend to account for. And I don't know if the rest of the planner has been updated to show a more broad range, but at least here it does, and I like seeing that. And then we have 12-month overview for 2018, and it gives you just enough space to put in like little stickers or little notations. And then we have the planner start. Now, what it feels like here is that there isn't divider pages, but on the beginning of a month, it's a cardstock paper rather than the standard paper. Here's the monthly spread, and to my untrained eye, this looks similar to my Last Day Designer. You've got your notes column. You have your month. It's like a soft gray, which I love. All of this is like a soft gray rather than black, so it kind of fades into the background just enough to not be distracting. So we're getting into the actual weeks. And we've got today's top 3, do, dinner, dollars, and don't forget. You'll have D's. That's cute. Lots of D. And then you have your hours, and these go from 5 until 9, which I really, really appreciate because that's a little bit broader than some of like my hourly that I use from Erin Condren. And then to-do list is nice and hearty, same length as the hours. And then there's a notes section at the bottom and a daily gratitude space. And then when we get to the weekend, it's the same size page and it's divided the same, except instead of 1 day, it's 2 days. And you have a top 3 to-do list for each day. And then you have the 5 to 9 p.m. schedule time for each day. And that's it. No extra stuff. And at the bottom is a next week, which you could use as a meal plan or to plan out what events you have coming up in the next week. This is a Monday start, it looks like. Each week starts with Monday and ends with Sunday. And you get through the whole month. And then you get to the end of the month, and there is a notes page. Now, I wonder if there's a notes page at the end of every month or if it's just when it ends on a left-hand page. So this notes page, I like how it has the 3 boxes on top, and it's like a dot line. They're like 3 columns, basically. It's hard to see looking at it on camera, but there is a little break in between each column. But it's so faint that you could just use them as long lines instead of columns and have it not be noticeable either. Then we get to February, and now I want to get to the end of this to see. Okay, so here we go. Like I was saying, here's the end of February, which is the 28th, and there is no notes page. It just ends on the day that March starts. Now notice these tabs are laminated to the page. The page is not laminated, but the tabs are nice and laminated and then attached. And one of the things I like, and I'll zoom in a bit. I'm doing a lot of zoom in on this freaking video, aren't I? One of the things you'll notice, which is something that I like, is that the March tab, or any of the tabs, the glue, the stuff that sticks it to the page, doesn't go that deep. So your writing shouldn't overlap it. That is one gripe I have with some planners, is that when they have the tab laminated, the part that like holds it to the page sticks out so far. I keep comparing to my Erin Condren, but that's the one I use all the time. In my Erin Condren monthly, often the glue from the plastic from the laminate tab will encroach onto like a Sunday, depending on where the tab is positioned. And I put a lot of shit on my Sundays because of church. So like it'll wipe off or I'll have to scrunch it down. So having it be very unobtrusive is really handy to me. Now there is no color scheme to this planner unless the color scheme is just white and like light, kind of a warm gray. So I'm just gonna flip through because there's no special pages hidden in between. It's just the daily pages, and then there might be a notes page depending on where the month ends, but if there isn't, then there isn't. So I'm gonna just go all the way through here. I don't, generally speaking, anticipate most daily planners to have tons and tons of extra things because they have so many pages. Daily planners, because they are daily, even if you double up on the weekend, that's still a lot of freaking pages. So if you had extra pages like filling up the back, it would be unwieldy. It would be like a freaking brick shit house, and we don't want that, right? So October, November, December, and then does it end with the planner? Let's find out. And it does. It ends with a note page, and then that's the end of it. It's basic. It's meant to get you through each of your days, and it doesn't give you a bunch of random things that if you want planners that offer you all sorts of options besides just the planner pages, there are plenty of other planners out there that can offer it. But this is very functional. This is a extremely functional planner, and I appreciate that it knows what it is and it knows what it wants you to do, and it gives you the work ahead of time to figure out what you want to do for the rest of the year, and then just gives you the space to do it. So that's kind of cool. Now, according to the website, this paper is 90 GSM. It is a nice bright white color. It is not super thick, like I've said in past with other daily planners, like look at how fat this planner is. Oh, this is why I hate fucking wire O binding. This always does it to me. Turn this way. I can never do this. It's just because I struggle. But like, look how fat this is. This is a fatty boom batty planner. And if you added more paper to it, it would be a pain in the ass. But I am going to test right quick. We'll do a felt tip pen. So we got a Papermate Flare. And then I'm going to test a gel pen. So we'll do I got a purple Tool. And then I'll do a Pigma Micron since that's one of my favorite planner pens to use. Looking on the other side, that's actually pretty good. There is no shadowing whatsoever. There is a bit of that indentation from the tool, but I get that with most gel pens because of how heavy-handed I am. But there's no shadowing. That's really nice. So it may be thin paper, but it is not shitty thin paper. So that's good to know. Though I would never recommend someone use like watercolors or heavy-duty markers in a planner. Whoa, I'm still zoomed in. Okay. I would never recommend using watercolor markers, heavy-duty, lots of Tomboing in a planner that's like got this many pages and so the paper is thinner. Like that's just, it's not reasonable to me. So I wouldn't recommend that, and I'm not recommending that. Now you know. It's a nice, beautiful, functional planner. Like this is a planner for people who do not want frou-frou shit. Like this is not a frou-frou planner. This is a take your planner and get to work. If you want to decorate it, go for it. But generally speaking, this planner gives you everything that you need to get really intentional about your days without, having a bunch of things you might not use. I mean, you still might not use all of the things in here, but you never know. Am I going to use this next year? I don't know yet. I may give it away. I may wind up using it. I have had day designers in the past, and I'm pretty sure the one I have before this one got sent to me is actually an academic planner, so it goes through the mid next year. I use that one when I need it. So days when this kind of a full page of a day situation is required of me, like because I'm that stressed out or whatever, but I don't use it every day. So that's just not my style. But I do love how it is set up, and I love the aesthetic of it. The colors are they're just so pretty. I say that a lot, but like paler, like softer colors, gold accents, gray instead of black. Like that's exactly what I like to see. So yes, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be using this throughout next year. I may wind up, like I said, giving it away. You'll have to follow me on Instagram at Llama Letters, because if I do give it away, that's where it's going. Psh. But we'll talk about that later. Thank you so much, Day Designer, for sending this to me to take a look at, and for sending me all those pens. It's amazing. Tell me more about the planners you're thinking about using next year down in the comments below, because it is one of the two big planner seasons. There's mid-year planner season and end-of-the-year planner season, and we are cruising right into the end-of-the-year planner season, and everybody's got to know about all the things. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.